What's going on, AV community? Real quick before the episode starts, we want to have just a little disclaimer as the topics discussed in this episode is just strictly opinions and experiences. So, with saying that, we hope you guys enjoy the episode and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, AV community. We are back with another podcast episode. My name's Adrian. I'll let the rest of the team say hey.
Hi guys, it's Tamara.
Hey guys, it's Susan.
Hello guys, it's Evan.
Hi, it's Naomi.
Hi, I'm Johnny.
You know, they don't know you guys. Give us a little bit more context of who you guys are.
Me and John were new people onto the team with AVPH, and we're a part of the youth department. So we're a part of the new podcast. Hopefully, we get to see more of you guys soon. And it's nice meeting you guys.
Super excited to be here.
Nerves. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. The first topic I'm just gonna throw it out there because it's gonna bug me. I want to talk about girl math.
Oh, no.
Respectfully, can you guys explain your guys' logic on how if you have cash, it's free? Can someone explain that to me?
Personally, I think it's the bank account. Like, honestly, I'm very focused on my bank account, and if I see it go down, I'm like, ooh, I spent a little bit too much. But if I have cash, it doesn't affect my bank account. It just affects, like, the free money that I have in my pocket. Like, that's literally all that it is.
But it's still your money.
But it's not going to affect my bank account.
It's out of the budget, so it's free. Like,
So that's like saying if I put $900 in my Apple, what is it called? Apple Pay.
Mm-hmm.
It's free because it's not in my bank account.
Yeah.
is it a
That
part of
makes
your
zero
budget?
sense.
It's just because, like, it's free money. If it's not in my bank account,
It's
it's free money.
free
Like,
money.
it's
Free
literally-
money. That's what I'm saying. It's
It's
not.
kind of like how stock works, where you just put money into something and leave it there for a bit. You come back and get it. Is that how you guys are thinking? Is that how it is?
Yeah,
You
but,
can't
like,
just set it
in
aside for like.
exchange, like, we get to buy things that we want that we know it would normally hit our bank account, kind of.
That's still bad budgeting.
It's just how it looks, I
But-
guess. Maybe?
Yeah, like I'm guessing it's just like you don't want to see transactions on your card, so it's like, let me take out cash.
Look, you have to think of it this way. So, it's like getting buying something from the lotero. Like they sometimes either accept Zelle, they accept like Apple Pay or something like that. But what if they don't and you don't have cash? You're like, oh, there's no point of buying it. But if you did have cash, wouldn't you buy one?
I would buy one anyways because it's the same. To me, it's the same thing. It's
Well,
the same.
to you, it's the same thing, but to me, it's like, oh, like I have $5. I could buy myself like a raspado or an elote, like something, and it won't affect my bank account. Like I wouldn't have to spend that extra $5 from my bank account.
I don't know. It makes sense to me. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same. I do
How-
the same though.
That's
So it's
crazy.
like that's money you're not gonna touch. It's kind of
But
like
it's
putting
still-
money.
it's-
It's like I don't know if when you're growing up, your pops was like, no, save that money, put that like in your drawer, and then
Well,
you
that's
like
what I'm
leave it
saying.
there, and it's like, oh, I have
Because like it's
$400
like
I
left.
didn't think I had like $3 in here. Oh my goodness!
Definitely-
Like, I found this. I found that. Like
definitely not a
let's
new
spend it.
concept, but
it's still like it's still your money and your budget. You're still losing.
No,
That
because
money.
you didn't know you had it. So like if you find cash and you're like, oh wow, I have $5. Those
That's
$5
still your
were not
$5.
accounted in your bank account or in your budget or whatever. So you have free
it's like
$5.
It's still yours, but it's something tangible.
yeah.
It's there. Like
It's not
it's
So
affecting
you
your
guys
bank
don't.
statement.
You guys don't budget cash at all.
I don't ever have cash.
Honestly, if I see
Like,
cash, I'm
ever.
not spending it because I don't like dealing with cash.
That's wild. That's crazy. Or like what the other thing I heard was like, if you guys make it, like, let's say you buy something for like $100 and then like 3 weeks later you return it because it doesn't fit. That's free money.
Yes,
How?
because you're getting it back.
Or like it's a profit in your guys' mind.
So like
You're just getting money that you.
For me,
spent.
yes, because like if you think about it, within that time frame, I already got paid or I got some money somehow, some way, whatever. But when I return the money, I'm like, oh my God, I just received more money for what? For returning something. and now I can spend that money on something useful.
This doesn't make sense. That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe my brain just works differently. Because that's just more like you're back to where you were before. It's not, you're not gaining or losing, right?
But you're not thinking it the way we're thinking it.
It's like a little win. It's like a little
Yeah,
like,
you know, like, okay, this didn't work out, so I'm gonna go. It's like moving, like opening a new chapter, you know? Like you're returning something, it's this amount of money.
a new chapter.
It's like,
No, they're elevating it now.
yeah,
You're
that's.
trying to think logically about it. We don't do that.
We have to. It's
You're
money.
not supposed to think logically about it. You're just supposed to be like, yay, money.
That's wild.
No thoughts up here.
I can see both sides. I definitely get that. It's just like, yeah,
My
save
mind-
money.
I can't wrap my head around that. I can't. Anyways, okay, I had to get that out the way because it's gonna bug me all day. It's still gonna bug me because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So spooky season, spooky topics. Who wants to go first?
So, are you guys gonna dress anything different other than like what you guys planned on? Like you guys are like outside of work.
Yeah.
Like,
Besides the group costume?
Mm-hmm.
Probably just the group costume. Like I don't really dress up for Halloween, and it's very rare that I do anything. So I'm like, I already spent a lot of money on this costume. So I'm like, this is done. Like this is it. This is it for this year. I'm like done.
Like there's no reason
Yeah.
for more. You guys?
You saying like outside of what we're doing? No, I don't think that I don't have anything planned really. Halloween isn't what it used to be since when like you were a kid. In terms of like dressing up, like it just there's no one to do it with anymore.
well, as for me, I either go or have gone to the club, and like it's themed Halloween. So last year we did the Tim Burton one,
Mm-hmm.
and we all dressed up, and it was really fun. I don't know if that's appropriate to say, but the kids always go trick or treating, so we always dress up as a family, kind of go themed. Last year wasn't themed because Joshua was Deadpool, and then Noah and Valerie were Batman and Catgirl, and then I was Maleficent. So,
It's wild.
but it's fun.
Deadpool.
You should have seen it. It was so because he got like the actual. What is it when you like buy the
Cosplay.
The costume.
yeah, so when we were on the street, like everyone was stopping and trying to take pictures with him, and me and the kids were just standing there like, okay, like,
He's yoked too. He's buff.
yeah. So it was fun.
Yeah, cosplay definitely gets a lot of eye attention. Like 3 years ago, I tried one cosplay. Like I saved my money for this, and I went all out for this cosplay. And then I never ever wanted to do that ever again. I wanted to hide in my turtle shell. I'm
What
like,
did you dress up as though?
What is it called? Mercy from Overwatch.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, she has like the whole wing. Like she looks kind of like a warrior, but like an angel form, and she has like a bodysuit, a jumpsuit,
Oh, nice.
and like it was all out, and I was like, never again.
Have you guys gone to like Comic-Con and stuff?
Mm-mm.
No.
I just went recently. It was my first time going. My friend invited me. I don't know. It was kind of wild. I think it was like for me anyways, it was like a once and done type of thing. It's like so many big crowds, and like I don't know. I like it's a really cool experience, and I love seeing everybody dressed up. But I was like, oh okay, like this is interesting.
I've always wanted to go, but I never had the time.
My nephew wants to go really bad, but honestly, I don't see why he would want to go because he's only like 9. But he's really set like on going 1 year. I'm like, okay, but he loves Naruto, or is that AnimeCon? I don't know. It was one of those, but he loves Naruto.
I think
He loves,
Comic-Con coincides with, like,
Yeah,
Dragon
it's
Ball Z,
yeah,
all
everything.
that, and I don't really mind it. But there's times where like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and he'll try to do like the moves, you know how.
The whole
Yeah, the whole thing.
committed.
And he's like, "Dude, look," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool," but I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
totally
I
get
feel like
that.
that's just a part of being a little kid. Like,
Yes.
I mean, when I was little, I was convinced I was a Power Ranger. Like,
Imagination.
but you know what? It's really cute when they go up and they show you. They're like, oh look, I could do this. I'm like, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, like I don't really know what they you know.
You're like, I don't know what that was, but it was dope though.
I
So,
don't
like,
know.
outside of costumes, spooky topics, like stories. Spooky season, guys. Come on.
I
Do you
don't know.
have one, Adrian?
I thought you had encounters.
I always have encounters, but I don't like talking about them.
Well, there you go. Start with one.
Nah,
A small one.
nah.
This is the Halloween special.
And I'm the only one. No, you guys put me on the hot seat. I'm not doing it.
All right, well, you go last. No, I'm just kidding.
So at my grandma's house, there's been like stories circling around where there's something there, obviously. But my cousin, when he used to live there, one time he went upstairs and he felt something following him. And then in his mind, I guess he was just thinking like, okay, I'm going to run to the room and stuff. And so as he was running to the room, like he looks into the room and he sees like a face of a woman under the bed. So he was like, nope. So he turned around and I think he went into his parents' room. And yeah, so that's where that stayed. I don't remember what else happened. But my grandpa has also said that he's watched TV late at night and he can feel someone sit next to him. And then, like, you could see kind of, like, the indent on the couch. And he'll just say, like, leave me alone. I'm watching TV or whatever. And I'm just like, sir, I would have gone to bed. Like, that's not spooky.
Leave me alone. Wow, what a boss.
Right? Just leave me alone. I'm watching
I don't
TV.
got time for you right now.
But, yeah, I don't know.
It's like that today.
Mm-hmm.
The way I would have been out of there, he was just like, leave me alone. I would have been like, okay, you can have it. Like, you want the remote control too? Like,
Trying to watch TV.
Like my house is pretty old. The one on 20th Street. I have never moved from that house, but I found these weird initials in the garage. And one time I got up and I was like, I was in my dad's room and I swear there was somebody standing there. I was like, hey dad. I was like, can you help me with this? I'm kind of like having trouble like going through like the sheets or whatever. I was like asking him a question. And I hear his voice from the living room. He's like, yeah. He's like, what do you need? I'm like, who is this then? And it's like this really, like, it was really tall. And I'm like, my dad's tall. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I slowly backed out of there and I booked it. I'm like,
That's crazy.
That's creepy.
yeah.
You know, they say, like, if you're somewhere in the house, right, and then out of nowhere, like, if you know your mom's in the kitchen and you hear her in the room or upstairs or something like that, like, never answer to those because supposedly those are, like, spirits trying to
Lure you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you're not supposed to, like, answer. You're just supposed to, like, go to the person and be like, did you call me or something like that?
My mom would always tell me never to call out, to never like talk into the halls, because most of like you have to talk to that person face to face. Because when she was a kid, she called out for one of her sisters in the hall, and keep in mind like my mom grew up with like 10, 12 siblings, right? So the last 3 were still in the house, and the rest of them moved out, whatever. She called out, and then they were like, Mande. And so she comes out, she's like, look, I'm calling for you, come. And she realized that nobody was in the house.
That's crazy. Like,
Melissa,
God
do you
knows
have
I
any
already did that.
encounters?
Any encounters? The only one, I don't remember if we were on a podcast when I shared this one, but I was sleeping and I woke up with sleep paralysis. And I had a dog, a little pug, but she was old, so she couldn't get on the bed anymore. And I swear I felt an animal jump up on the bed and like cuddle up on me. And I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I just laid there and I couldn't move. And I was like, wow. And then I fell asleep and I woke up and my dog wasn't even in the room.
I've had a similar one like that too. When I was younger, I went into a whole like sleep paralysis, and I think I told you guys about this one already. But there was this thing, this like dwarf-looking troll, elf, creepy, ugly monster
Like a
thing.
duende?
I don't know. But it was just not, it was not it. It was not something to look at. It was ugly. And so I was like sunken in. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I barely could breathe. And this thing like climbed on top of me and like covered my mouth. And I just remember trying to move and like say something. And I grew up in a Christian home. So like they always say when you see spirits or whatever, or, you know, demons, you have to say like certain words or whatever.
Yeah,
and
it's
so,
like a prayer.
So I was like trying to say it, trying to scream, and I couldn't until like I finally got like my mouth to kind of open a little bit, and from the corner of my mouth, I screamed out, you know, the little prayer, and then that thing just like flew out the window. I got up, I ran to my parents' room, and I was like telling them I was freaked out, and they went into the room and started praying or whatever, but that was like my encounter where, and I've only had like, I've shared this story once, and the person that did my tattoo, she was like, I've had like a similar experience. I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder what that means, or I wonder like how many people have seen that thing, or like what it means, or I don't know. It's creepy.
That is like interesting because I'm like, my mom has seen dwarfs and elves.
Yeah, you told me that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it was like a sleep paralysis thing, and she always had these weird encounters. But most importantly, this one, she said whenever she saw that thing, someone in the family dies.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was really creepy because almost every single time she saw that thing, somebody in her family died.
Maybe they take life. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what?
Crazy.
My dad, he's Catholic. He's a devoted Catholic and everything. And growing up, we lived in a 2-story house. And every night he would scare us and be like, "Oh, the cuckoo is gonna catch you if you guys go downstairs." And I
How
remember
mean
there
of
was
your
this
dad.
one night he woke me up. He was like, "Naomi, Naomi." I'm like, "What?" He's like, Were you downstairs?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Okay, because if I catch you downstairs, the cuckoo is gonna get you." And I'm like, "I wasn't downstairs." So the next morning, my mom was telling us, she sat me and my brother down and she said, "Look, your dad seen someone in the kitchen last night and he thought it was you guys. So he called you guys out and you guys just stood there." And my mom was like, she was telling us like he stood there, whatever. And apparently my dad came into the room and he was telling us like, "Yeah, and I said a prayer and I turned around because I heard a knock. And then when I turned back around, you guys were gone. That's why I woke you up." And I remember he looked very like tensed and he was like, "I don't want you guys downstairs anymore," because the lights were completely off. So he couldn't see. You know, like when the lights are off, you can see the shadow and stuff. And he swore up and down. He was like, "I have never felt that before, and I don't want to see you guys downstairs anymore. So from now on, like, you guys have to be tucked in and go to sleep by 9 o'clock." Because he swore up and down that he thought it was us, but he wasn't. And, dude, I think about it sometimes. I'm like, because he swears that there was this thing following him growing up, but he thought it was just his mom, like, making up stories just to keep him out of trouble and stuff like that. But
Chills.
girl.
You know, if your pop says it, it's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
See, to this day, I'm convinced that these like legends that they told us as a kid like are real. Like La Llorona, I'm still convinced she's real. I was like, and that's so creepy because what? It's when you hear her de lejos, it's because she's closer. Or when
if you guys hear her
close,
far
it's because
away, she's
far.
closer. Yeah.
No, I'm done.
It was always the cucuy with me. Like my dad was just like, or that man over there is gonna grab you if you don't come in. I'm like, and he's like, yeah. He's like, want me to take you home? I'm like, no. No, but like, usually I only have like experiences with like shadow people, where like the things in the corner of my eye. Like say there's like, I'm looking over here, and like there's like a black
like a
Oh,
thing.
figure, you can see it.
Like the corner of the edge of your eye or the wall. I don't know if that's like maybe something scientific, but I always see something there and I'm like, what the heck was that? And no one's home, and I'm
You
just like,
catch like short glances of them.
yeah, definitely. Or like at night, like you said. Sometimes as a kid, I don't even have my door open anymore when I sleep. But as a kid, like you like see like shadows past your door.
Or like
And I'm
having
like,
your
I have-
closet door open and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
and you think it's like
stepping into abyss. I'm like,
your sibling or something. You call them and they're like, what? From their room because they're asleep, and I'm like, what the heck? That's creepy.
Yeah.
Like that's only every time. And then, well, I guess I remember having a picture that we took in my mom's room. It was like a window like this, and we were like all standing in front of it. We like took a picture, and There's like a brick wall, like not that far behind it, and then we took a picture, and then afterwards we looked at the picture, and there was like a shadow, like a silhouette of like a person like in the window, and we were like, "What the heck?" So I've only ever had experience with like shadow people, but my mom told me it's like that, like it's like an around the world thing, like people have like things following them, good or bad. I'm like, oh, I don't know, like I don't want nobody following me.
Like when my grandpa passed, he passed away, and like it was me and then my tia Lina. We had dreams for like a week after he passed of just him, and when he would do like certain things, and we'd be like, oh my goodness. Like for me and him, we would eat those cup of noodles, and I had dreams like over and over again of him and me and him just eating a cup of noodles at the mesa. And we were watching like one of the news, and I just remember him like we were just talking. He was like, be safe. I need you to be safe, because he was like, be safe because knowing you, and then I would wake up, and I would be like, what is he talking about? And I never told anybody this until like I think a month after everything was happening. The funeral passed and everything, and I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Your tia Lina has been having dreams like that, but it was with another type of food." And we till this day we don't know what it meant, but we like she says that like, oh, it's because he couldn't move on. He wanted to like say goodbye or something like that, and I was like, oh my god, like I still get chills like thinking about it.
My mom says that it's because they're
stuck.
Yeah, they've come back to say goodbye to you one last time before they leave.
All the time.
Don't she even do like the ofrenda?
Yes, like from Coco.
Yeah, because like you gotta give him like an official send off. You can't just.
Yes, like my mom would tell me she's never believed in that and like the ofrendas and stuff. But my tia Lina, she's super into that. Like she's very spiritual. So is my dad. But for them, they were kind of like it's a hit or miss. You know, honestly, like my dad, he believes in the evil eye. He believes in like ghost spirits. He believes in all that stuff. But like down to earth, he doesn't believe in like Halloween. He doesn't believe in like Dia de los Muertos, all that stuff. He doesn't believe in that. But like from time to time, he talks about it. He's like, yeah, like I don't have the belief, but I don't deny it. You know, like it's one of those like, you know, it's not like I'm against it or anything like that. But you know, it happens.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they all coincide.
Definitely, yeah. Like I think my whole family just believes in stuff like that, like spiritually, because I guess it's like part of the whole religious aspect.
Yes.
And then it's like if they believe everything about it. So I know like a lot of creepy incidences. Like I had a relative who recently passed too, and then like none of my family members wanted to tell me. But I kept seeing shadows, but I wasn't afraid of it. And I was like, I don't know, it was weird feeling every time I saw this shadow. And then I remember the day they told me, I was like just like sobbing. And then that like night I just remember I was like, I told them, like I looked up, like the light was on and everything. And I was like, I hope you're somewhere safe. I'm like, I hope you're no more in pain. And then the light flickered. And then that night I had a dream, and that we were both in the patio. That's where we used to like hang out and like talk as like a family member. Like, and he was just like, "No, I'm not dead." He's like, "Tamara," he's like, "I'm not dead." And I just remember how bright the dream was, and I was like, that was like his goodbye in my sense. I accepted it because anybody I tell the story to, I never saw the shadows again after that dream. I just know, like, oh, okay, that was it, his send off. And I'm like, I was really close with him.
Do you know, like those things? I believe 100% that they're real. Like there is nothing happens out of pure coincidence. I always say that. Like somehow, some way, things either align, things happen for a reason. Not like all the time, but like things do happen, and they always set you up into like a further beginning. You know. But I always believe that just because they moved, like how to explain, like just because they passed away, they're no longer here on this living earth, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not there from where they're at, like just watching you and like making sure you're okay and stuff like that, you know? It gives a comfort. Comfort feeling.
It does. Yeah. Like passing messages from the beyond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Got a little
What about
deep.
you guys? Do you guys have any more spooky stories?
I had like a terrifying one not that long ago where I was sleeping and out of nowhere I felt like this presence like right next to me, and I opened my eyes and it's just this little girl standing there with her hair all over her face, and then I realized it's Valerie, and I was just like about to sucker punch her and be like,
I'm dead. You're like, what are you doing?
and I was like, I just like woke up and I'm like looking at her all freaked out, and then she's like, Mom, I need some water, and I was like, oh my god. I was like,
She had
okay.
like a creepy, croaky voice, and you give her water. She's like, I want better.
And I got up, but I was just like, oh my goodness, like, and I think I was having because like I feel like I get a lot of I don't know, like dreams or like I can feel certain presence and stuff sometimes, and I think during those weeks I was feeling something, and I kept like saying like something's a little off here, and then she pops up like that, so I was like, Lord. Crazy.
We're coming up to the end here of our 30-minute mark, but is there anything else you guys want to add? I know we have our 2 new teammates. Excited to have you guys on board. More podcasts to come this month. Hopefully we can pump out an extra couple since it's spooky season. But real quick before we wrap up, anything else you guys want to add? Say bye.
Welcome to the new guys. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
It'll be really, really cool to see you guys come and join us for what we're trying to do in the community.
No, of course. Thank you guys for like giving us the opportunity to even be here and like joining the team with a warm welcome. You know, we really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Also, be safe. Like, the candies, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The dentists are gonna have like
Oh my
they're
god.
gonna have a field day in a couple months. Don't worry.
Anything else?
Don't forget
I
October
was about to plug that in
27th.
right now too.
October 27th is our trunk or treat. It will be out by our soccer fields. What is it?
Lancaster Soccer Complex,
Mhm.
5 to 8.
Yes, lots of fun stuff. What is it called?
Spooky walkthrough.
a
We're gonna have a
spooky
lot of
walkthrough.
trunks.
Yes,
Hopefully some food.
hopefully.
Hopefully
Lots of activities, lots of vendors,
lots
lots
of
of candies.
resources.
It's a costume contest, so bring your costumes.
Make sure you sign up.
Oh yes,
I'll make sure
RSVP.
to put that in the video as well.
Cool beans.
Anything else? No, you guys are all good. Good.
Dope.
Good,
Good.
good.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up there, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.